Hello everyone, this is GM VAR AKOBIAN with 1000 GM. We're analyzing the game from a Hollywood IMNO tournament. In this matchup, we have CM MAHAJAN versus OBEROI. So we have the ready opening, as we know from Rushan. He always plays this line. So now we have Bishop G4. This is a very solid system. I, in fact, played myself. Knight F6, 6, Bishop D6. And the point here is Black gives up the bishop, but has a very rock-solid position. But we know from the experience, bishop is a bishop here. Now takes. If you play ED, it's going to be a problem because you're going to be on this uncomfortable rook E1 check. So that's why I play here. C4, breaking the position. Castles. Knight C3, developing the knight and also putting pressure now on B5. So the A6 needs to be played. B3. That's a good move. I also like to move bishop b3, just developing, because you cannot take on c4 at the moment because d6 is hanging. So that would have been another very decent option for Rushan here. Rook a d8, bishop b2, bishop c5, queen f3, activating his queen. Now putting pressure on b7. b6 comes in. Again, we see a nice advantage for white guys, pair of the bishops, can never underestimate that. 95. Queen e2, bit passive by Rushan. I like queen f4 here, putting some pressure here. And now allowing some knight b5, bishop b5 idea. This is a very nice pin here. But I played here, knight c6, knight e4. Wait a minute. Why not simply queen takes c4? Rook d1, queen g3, putting pressure here. And if you take, there is check. And take on b2. I see. So that's the reason why it goes rook d8 first, and then simply trying to take back on e4. So now knight g3, queen g4. Wow, this is super complicated. f5, attacking the queen. Check, king takes. And the idea here is you can't take on g3, queen takes g3, but we have this option. Looks like after all these liquidations, after all the dust, it's just going to be a drawn endgame. Wow, incredible. So much complications, but then after all the dust is done, it's just going to be equal endgame. I mean, technically black is a little bit better here, but you're just not going to be able to win this position because it's just a fortress. Yeah, that's the beauty of opposite color. I'm surprised the players played for so long here. I mean, this is clearly not a position you can make any progress. But we can see what happened. What was Black trying to do here? There are no breaks. There are no any ideas here. Yeah, I think just unclear why all these moves were played, because it's just going to be a draw anyway. So we can just quickly zoom through the moves. Again, there's no progress. As long as you keep the bishop on b5, you're absolutely fine. You will have to lose one of your pawns here to opponent have a chance. In fact, I can draw this position without my c pawn. I can just take the c pawn off and just keep the bishop there and still make a I think pretty comfortable draw, But yeah, of course, with that pawn, it's just still a draw. Interesting game. Rushan definitely was better out of the opening. He had the two bishops, but at some point it became very tactical, and OBEROI was very sharp tactically, and end up equalizing and maybe getting a slightly better position even. But again, after the all liquidations, it was the opposite color endgame, which both players didn't really have much winning chance. It was optically a little bit better for black, but since it was just the bishops left on the board, no other pieces, it was impossible to win it. Thank you guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be back with more game analysis. See you soon.